Alright, so let's discuss question B. Sketch and label a graph of pressure against volume for the changes described. Okay, in order to sketch, okay, since we already have the first state, okay, the first state is the initial state, and then it's undergo adiabatic compression. Okay, so we need to label first all the state here. Okay, so we need to know, okay, where is P1, where is P2, and where is P3. Alright, so for P1, okay, P1 is lower than P2, so you can just plot anywhere anywhere which is showing that P1 is lower than P2 because it's compression. Okay, so when it's compression, adiabatic compression, therefore meaning that we compress the volume. So when we compress the volume, immediately we know that the space here would be decreasing. Okay, so it means that the pressure will increase. Therefore, P2 is higher than P1. For volume, okay, so volume for V2 low would be smaller than V1 because we compress it. Okay, so V1 would be higher than V2. Okay, then for the third one, okay, for the third state, which is P3, we need to know where is P3. Okay, since it's isothermal expansion, the process is stated there is isothermal expansion. Therefore, the volume is increased. Okay, for isothermal expansion, the volume is increased because it's expand. So the piston will move upward, the volume will increase. When the volume increase, so pressure will decrease, meaning that P3 is lower than P3 is lower than P2. Okay, so P3 is lower than P2 because the pressure is decreased. Okay, so now and then for V3, okay, we know that the V3 is equals to V3 is equals to V1, right? So V3 is equals to V1, so we don't need to find where is V3 because we know that is the same as V1. Okay, so before you can plot it, you need to draw this dotted line. Okay, like this for every pressure. This dotted line should be horizontal and vertical. Okay, and then we need to draw the temperature line. Okay, meaning that it's the temperature where the temperature is constant. Okay, so usually we draw it, okay, to be curve. Okay, it's a curve like this, so meaning that the temperature here is the temperature curve. Okay, and it should be that this temperature, okay, is different than this temperature. Okay, for the first one, okay, for the first state, okay, now we need to determine where is the first state. Okay, the first state would be V1. Okay, it should be V1, P1. Okay, so where is P1 and V1? It should be here, right? Okay, the pressure is P1 and the volume is V1. Okay, so this is where the first state. And then we need to find where is the second state. The second state will be P2, V2. So where is P2? P2 is here and V2 is down here, so it should be here. So going from process 1 will be going from state 1 to process 2 to state 2. Okay, and the process is adiabatic compression. So you should draw a curve. Okay, a curve like this. And you need to Okay, so this is the adiabatic curve. Okay, it's different than the isothermal curve because the temperature, okay, is going from T1. Okay, here the temperature is T1. The curve for this one is T1 going to curve 2, T2. So this one would be T2. This one would be T1. T1 and T2. Okay, for the second state, going to third state would be isothermal expansion. Okay, so you need to locate first where is your third state. Your third state would be P3. This one is P3. Okay, P3, but V is V1 or V3 here, which is the same. So this one is the third state. So going from state 2 to state 3 would be isothermal. So you just need to follow the dotted line here because isothermal expansion meaning that the temperature is constant along the process. Okay, so that is for the second process. For the third process, going from third state back to original state, okay, is isovolumetric. So we just need to draw a straight line downward here. Okay, this is the third process, which is isovolumetric. So this is how you should draw your graph. But remember that this one should be in Pascal and this one should be in meter cube. And you need to state the value for each pressure here. So we only have pressure 1, V2 and V1. So you can ignore these two pressure. You just put it as P3 and P2. And anything else? So the rest you need to put the value.